What's up, everybody? Holy cow, what a start it's been so far in 2021. The market is trending up, things seem to be heading in an upward direction with potentially another stimulus check coming, and people's portfolios are shifting heavily into the OTC market. So in today's video, because there's so much hype around all these stocks and so many to choose from, I'm going to talk about not one, but three of my favorite OTC stocks that I'm personally invested in. Those stocks are West Coast Ventures Group, ticker symbol WCVC, Social Life Network Inc., ticker symbol WDLF, and XXStream Entertainment, ticker symbol XMET. So without further ado, I'm the middleman, and today we're going for big bucks. As usual, I want to say I'm not a financial advisor. As I'm sure you've heard in every other stock video you've ever watched, please do your own DD before investing. I'm happy to answer any questions I can, but you ultimately are responsible for your own investments. So now that I can't get sued, let's get into it. We are well over 1 month into the new year with world markets hitting new record highs. With that, we've also seen a rise in the sentiment and volume in OTC marketplace. Similarly, we've seen stocks like GameStop and AMC getting a lot of hype and a lot of people looking into why that happened. Now, I'm not claiming any of the stocks I mentioned in this video are directly correlated to the Wall Street Bets movement. The point I'm making, however, is that OTC plays are hotter now than they may have ever been before. So usually I go into a lot more detail on any stocks that I discuss, and you can see that in my previous videos, but I assure you that all the stocks I talk about in today's video, I've done the same amount of research on. I just didn't want to make the video like 40 minutes long. So to start it off, I want to talk about West Coast Ventures Group, ticker symbol WCVC, and they are in the restaurant industry, more specifically the fast casual dining sector with just a dab of cannabis mixed in. They currently develop, own, and operate two different restaurant concepts, Illegal Burger and El Señor Sol. In 2019, Illegal Burger announced a joint venture with Americana Cafe to begin to infuse each burger with what's called a canna stick, which as a brand has a multitude of flavors that can be used to amplify the taste of the burgers, as well as provide the benefits of CBD. Alternatively, they've also started serving 15 milligram CBD packs with each meal and for sale to help control the dosage for both food and drinks. Since 2016, they have proven a fast casual restaurant concept that has been receiving growing revenue year over year that is only expected to grow based on their business model. Now, obviously there's still some uncertainty still, but recently the price has been rising. To put this into perspective, since November, their share price has risen dramatically, but there really isn't any news out yet. No updates or PRs since early 2020, and there's no real communication of how things may have been going through COVID. It's all kind of speculation. The main reason, however, that I'm bullish is because they are currently generating revenue, and the share price is still so low. I personally got in at 0.0009, so 9/10 thousandths of a cent, and it's been trading roughly currently in the 3 400ths of a cent as of late. I believe that with some PRs, financial releases, new businesses opening up, this should easily see pennies before the year is over. With COVID seemingly clearing up and the marijuana industry on the rise, this stock can be a five-bagger depending on when you get in and maybe more. They have some high expectations, and as long as you're not chasing prices and playing it smart, I think this is going to be a good short-term investment that honestly could turn into a semi-long-term hold. Now on to the next stock, Social Life Network Inc., ticker symbol WDLF. Social Life Network is an AI and blockchain-powered social network and e-commerce tech company that in part operates as a publicly traded tech incubator, primarily for social networking services. If you're not familiar with what a tech incubator is, it's basically an organization that supports the development of new, small, and aspiring businesses through mentorship, funding, and business services. The main allure of being a tech incubator is you own stakes in the companies that you're helping out, so inevitably when those rising businesses start becoming profitable, it becomes passive income for that incubator. For WDLF specifically, their revenue model is comprised of 5% of total e-commerce revenues, 5% of total digital subscription revenues, 5% of total ad revenue, and 15% in stock of the startup prior to the IPO or company sale. So since 2013, they have been developing and improving 4 cannabis-centric social networks: weedlife.com, mjlink.com, hemptalk.com, and mjinvest.com. These 4 companies have grown to service more than 5.5 million monthly users globally across more than 120 countries. On top of that, one of the companies, MJ-Link, is qualified with the SEC for a Regulation A Tier 2 pre-IPO offering for $50 million. Now, these apps are specifically cannabis related, but there are other verticals that they're trying to capitalize on. Since 2015, they've licensed 6 additional startups in the residential real estate industry, hunting, fishing, and camping, racket sports, soccer, and golf and cycling industries. These apps specifically incorporate an e-commerce system for merchants and consumers to buy, sell, and service products directly through them. In September of 2020, 2 of these licensees, LikeRE.com Inc. and HuntPost.com Inc., began preparing for their public offering forms. Now, some other good news for WDLF is as of today, they became debt-free, which is something they've been working on and have been updating shareholders on for a while now. This takes me to my next point, which is that their team has solid communication with its shareholders and investors. As of a couple months ago, they began doing podcasts, which have become bi-weekly shareholder updates on the business and its trajectory. They answer investor questions, talk about upcoming news, as well as things that they're working on. In one of their podcasts, CEO Ken Tapp even said that after they became debt-free, they would consider a share buyback, which would be phenomenal news for investors. I initially entered in late November, and my average is around 0.003. I'm staying long with this company because I believe once MJ Link goes public, along with updates from their other businesses and financials, we could see around 30 cents by the end of the year. And that may be lowballing it, honestly, because it depends on how much additional news will come out. Alright guys, so the last stock I want to talk about is XXStream Entertainment, ticker symbol XMET. There's not much on what they've done up to this point, but the hype has been building around it because of what could potentially happen. According to multiple sources, XMET looks like a SPAC play, which I'm sure you all know as of late that the hype around SPACs have been really hot. In December, they announced a new CEO, Wei Tian, who has a seasoned resume, previously working for companies like Morgan Stanley and Deutsche Bank, and has worked on multiple IPOs. The volume and prices have been almost exclusively rising as a result of Tian becoming the CEO. The 8Ks filed are pointing in the direction of a huge share or float reduction of invalid shares, and with his experience in IPOs, a reverse merger seems likely to happen soon. This theory may mean that XXStream would rid themselves of previously invalid shares to create new valid shares for a potential merger to change the company's direction. Now, there are a lot of rumors in regards to if and when a reverse merger is going to happen and what kind of company XMET would merge with, but nothing concrete is out yet. While this company does have a lot of risk, there's still a lot of upside, and it's getting more and more exposure by the day. The one thing I will say is that the recent jump in share price is almost exclusively based on hype. As long as the hype stays and the company announces the news of a merger potentially soon, and additional PRs, this should be an easy 5x and probably a lot more depending on the company they end up doing business with. I personally entered in here around 0.002, so I'm sitting nicely on a pile of profits right now, but there's certainly potential for this OTC SPAC to continue to rise, but we're just going to have to wait and see. Alright guys, like I said in my intro, today's video was more to put you on some stocks that I think are going to have a solid year, so I did have to leave out some of my usual research that I do in my other videos. That being said, if you guys want to see more of an in-depth dive on any of these 3 stocks, or any stock for that matter, leave a comment down below and I'll seriously consider whichever ones I hear get the most feedback on. When I initially created this channel, my intention wasn't to exclusively pick penny stocks, but there's been so much hype around them lately and not enough research that you can find in one specific place. And that's what I've been trying to accomplish here over the past month since starting my channel. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and thanks again for tuning in. If you have any other DD that you want to mention, drop it down in the comment section below because I know I didn't get to everything. Once again, please make sure you do your own research before investing. If you do, I always appreciate any comments, criticisms, or tips that anyone has because I want to make all of my videos as concise and easy to understand as possible. Don't forget to drop a like on the video and share it with other investors if you found anything in here helpful. I'm going to try and do more research over the next few weeks and hopefully get better each time, so subscribe if you want to see more content and help grow this channel with me. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys next time, and you stay classy, San Diego.